A woman, her son, and another person were in a blue Mercedes-Benz when, upon reaching the traffic light on Dunrobin, a motorcycle with two men pulled up and opened fire on the vehicle.
Welcome back to another episode of Vibes and Insight with Nando, with yours truly, the host, the most. Today I have some daily updates for you guys as it pertains to crime and violence in Jamaica over the weekend. And today I have 3 updates for you guys and 3 stories to break down. And one is the death of a JDF soldier that was gunned down by a brazen gun attack later over the weekend, and the other is a 28-year-old female that was found dead, naked. She was missing and later found dead. And the other incident is about a 12-year-old young man that was killed also in a brazen gun attack by gunmen, and his mom was also shot, but she's still alive, but she's critically and injured as we speak. So let's go right into the topics and share with you guys. So the first topic is about the JDF Jamaican soldier that was killed in a gun attack. The Jamaican JDF force member killed in a gun attack on Mullines Road in St. Andrew early Monday morning has been identified as Private Fernando Dixon, 26-year-old. More details have also emerged regarding the incident in which 2 gunmen were cut down by the soldier, who was pronounced dead at Kingston Public Hospital following the attack. Police said an M16 rifle and another firearm used by the criminal in the attack were recovered from the scene. Reports are that 2 men traveling on a black Honda motorcycle without a plate rode up on the 26-year-old soldier, who was traveling in a motor car along with other occupants. The men opened gunfire at the vehicle and the occupants. So it is said that in the news, as we may say, the gunman hitting the soldier hitting the gunman with his car is very erotic, where we would say him a hero. But it is alleged that the gunman was traveling, the soldier was traveling with occupants that were gang rival, and it is also said that the gunman was affiliated with those with gang members that was in his car. So it is apparently that the soldier he was leaving a party, a club I should say, with the occupants, and the rival gang members saw them and trailed them and opened fire at the vehicle, and which is what led to the soldier being dead and the gunmen also being killed also. So whole heap of mix up go on this, so whole heap of scenario, whole heap of drama in it. So more, as I say, sometimes them things do happen in Jamaica. You do have corrupted cops and you do have corrupted soldiers also linked with. Because remember, these cops and these soldiers, remember they are coming from a community. Before they join the force, they're coming from communities that are gang affiliated, gun violence and all sort of stuff. So most of the time they are friends with one another, and most of the time, they may be able to help them friend with whatever situation pertaining to gang violence. So that's one of the things. It's alleged, I'm not saying it is, but it is apparently that persons that were occupants in the car, in the vehicle that the soldier was driving, they are members of rival gang. So you can see this, you can see the picture. This is say the soldier have some form of connection, some form of affiliate with them. The next topic is about the body of a 20-year-old female going by the name, her name is Roshni Bonefield, otherwise called Denisha. The body of a woman who was reportedly missing on Sunday, January 26, was found in Golden Valley, Seaford, St. Thomas this morning, and that was yesterday. Her body was missing on Sunday 26 and she was found yesterday. The deceased woman has been identified as 28-year-old Roshni Bonefield, otherwise called Denisha, of a Golden Valley. Her nude body was found in bushes about 10:30 a.m. with wounds to her forehead. According to reports, she was last seen leaving her home at attend a funeral. More details to come as the story developed. And her body, you can find the image on Carib Loop. You will see the body. You will see the image of her body. It's not a video, it's just an image, and you will see it. But what I will say, bro, the crime and violence in Jamaica, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, and too many times we've seen it. It's like a never-ending thing. It's like we as Jamaican, we became so accustomed to the violent culture and the crime. So it's like some of the time, some people will say, "You can't do this and you can't do that," and then you have a set of people over this and say a different thing. It's like one side indulge in it and one side don't indulge in it, and it keeps happening. So that is the update. That is the news for that young lady. Her name goes by Danish. That's her general, and her name on paper is Roshni Bonefield. The other news update, as we see that a 12-year-old young man was killed by also a brazen gun attack. And some of the politicians are speaking out on it. One of them are Junior Shadow, spokesperson on national security. Junior Shadow is his name. Spokesperson on national security. No, that's not his name. His name is Giovanni Bonefield. Giovanni Bonefield has strongly condemned the tragic shooting death of 12-year-old Kevon Ferran, who was killed last Friday on Lindsay Crescent in St. Andrew. Ferran, a student of St. George's College, completed his study at Lannaman's Preparatory after passing his PEP exam. His mother, who was driving the vehicle the same day after passing his PEP exam, his mother, who was driving the vehicle at the time of the attack, sustained serious injuries when gunmen ambushed their car. Authorities have yet to determine a motive for the fatal shooting. This senseless act of violence not only took an innocent life, but also underscores the urgent need for more robust measures to protect our children from the scourge of crime and violence. Bayfield said in a statement on the weekend. Bayfield, in appealing to the Ministry of the National Security to intensify its efforts to safeguard the well-being of the nation's children, said it is imperative that immediate and effective steps be taken to prevent such tragedies from occurring in the future. We demand zero tolerance approach towards violence against children, ensuring that perpetrators are brought to justice swiftly and decisively, said Bayfield. The junior spokesman expressed, "Our children are the future of this nation, and it is our collective responsibility to ensure their safety and well-being. We cannot allow them to grow up in an environment where their lives are constantly at risk. Together we must take a stand against crime and violence and work towards creating a safer Jamaica for all." Bayfield extended deeply condolences to the family of the young man who lost his life in this tragic incident. Our thoughts and prayers are with them during this incredible, difficult time. That covers that news and updates. As I would always say, the children are the future of the generation. And by killing them and by taking them out, we will have no generation to come. We will have no future to come for the younger ones, because killing them, they are the fruits of the future to come, of the future generation. So by killing them, it is senseless, bro. The crime and violence in Jamaica is ridiculous, and it's uncalled for and unjustified, bro. Too much crime and violence. The crime and violence needs to stop, bro. What I would say about, as I said about the soldier, bro, it looked like something with that situation there. The soldier seemed like him have some affiliates that went down. The young lady that body was found, it may seem as if a man just see her and take it and, kill her. And it is just not right to see, bro, all of them things take place. It is unjust. It is very much unjust for what take place in Jamaica. And over we see the crime and the violence cycle continuously occur, and it continuously happen. And we don't like it. We like to see a better Jamaica. You're gonna, weeks from now, you're gonna see the same thing happen again. It need to stop and it need to change, bro. And I like to cover some of them news topics here, because we can highlight some of the things that will take place in the country and highlight the violence and know, say, yo, it needs to stop. And people needs to speak out, and the justice system also needs to take a stand and speak out and take measures into cutting down, limiting the type of crime or violence that take place in our country. We need a better Jamaica, because you can't have people, even travelers that come visit Jamaica here say them are dead. You have another news article where a Jamaican and American citizen, returning Jamaican, come home to her hometown, our home that she built, and she was killed. Men came to her house to do the last men that was seen at her house, it was some men there doing some home work at her home, and apparently right after that her body was found dead in her home. So it is alleged that those men had something to do with it, and they are wanted for questioning by the authorities. But the topic, I've covered all 3 topics for the day. You guys can watch the video that I will post prior to this video that I'm speaking on, so look out for it. I'm gonna add the video to this. I'm gonna add some of the snippets on these articles that I'm speaking on. So always, tune in, stay tuned, and always remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Our vibes and insight with Nando already. I'm out, mad. Peace.
A woman, her son, and another person were in a blue Mercedes-Benz when, upon reaching the traffic light on Dunrobin, a motorcycle with 2 men pulled up and opened fire on the vehicle.
A Mercedes-Benz was driving along the roadway when it stopped at the intersection, during which a motorcycle drove up with 2 men on scene. The pillion pulled a firearm and pointed it at the vehicle and opened gunfire. When the shooting stopped, it was discovered that 2 persons in this vehicle were injured, to include a 12-year-old was later pronounced dead at the University of the West Indies Hospital.
The deceased boy has been identified as 12-year-old Kevon Ferron. His mother, a businesswoman, was also shot and injured. The 3rd person who was in the vehicle managed to escape injury-free. Head of the Constant Spring Police Station, Superintendent Randy Sweeney, says the circumstances surrounding the attack remains unclear.
This time we cannot confirm the motive or any theory for this particular shooting. Nonetheless, I'm asking any member of the public who have any information that can help the police to please reach out to the Constant Spring police station.
The shooting, which happened in peak hours, left motorists nervous and traumatized. TVJ News reached out to a motorist who described himself as a sitting duck. There was nowhere to hide in the traffic, he responded. The incident resulted in bumper-to-bumper traffic along Washington Boulevard, Red Hills Road and Malines Road. Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.